what's up, guys? So we really can't catch a break with Randy's car. We were at the drag strip Thursday night at the Galot Motorsports Park. Done to burnout. Car was all popping and banging. We thought the starter had come loose. Well, the starter did come loose, but it also done something else major. So yesterday we were trying to get the car ready. We were trying to make it to Darlington. We went to adjust the valves and clicked the starter over, and it just spun. Sounded like the Bendix was not kicking out. The starter was just zinged over. Zing! So we assumed the Bendix was just a problem. So we jacked it up, got up under there. Brian was under the car. Randy hit the starter, and Brian said, uh-oh, you need to stop. And it was a disaster. It's never ending working on these cars, and sometimes you have just unexpected parts failures, and this was one of those times. All the flex plate bolts got sheared when it was doing the burnout. Hopefully we don't have a lot of problems. We did find some loose rocker arms. So, you know, last time the car got the hung throttle and got up on the rev limiter, we had some mechanical issues. We ended up having to pull the heads off of it because it bent some valves. Now, this was very quick. It was into burnout, so there wasn't a lot of load on it. But it did go up and bang the rev limiter. I mean, it happened so fast, so quick. The blower cars are so torquey that when the bolts sheared off, it just let the motor free rev. We're hoping that it didn't do any damage in the motor, but we're going to, you know, get a new flex plate on it, get some new flex plate bolts on it, and then start bumping the motor over so we can actually check to see if we got any crank and compression issues or bent valves. We'll probably do a leak down on it. I'm going to also show y'all the data log on what it looks like when they let go. You know, looking at it, I don't know, I mean, if it would have been better for it to let go in the burnout box, or if it, you know, down track. Probably, you know, in the burnout box is a better spot for it to happen. So we're probably counting our blessings there that, you know, it didn't happen down track, because if it could have been, you know, more disaster if the motor was under a load at 8,000 RPM and then all of a sudden it come off. It would have probably taken him more time to react. This is a video of just a normal burnout, what normally happens when we do a burnout with Randy's car. So here's the data log of that burnout. This whole data log is only a couple seconds long. It only was up there at the rev limiter for, it was about a second. So, I mean, it wasn't very long at all. You know, coming up, you know, what happened, this is just like a normal burnout. The burnout started, come up in RPM, and it got right here. And normally, you know, it'll lug the motor down a little bit. And so instead of the motor getting lugged down, I guess that's where it started shearing the bolts up. You can see the RPMs, you know, they spike way up, and then it loses drive shaft speed. So the blue line is the drive shaft data, and the red line is the RPM. And you can see it loses a little bit. And so I assume that's where it started shearing, and then maybe, you know, we hadn't got it apart yet, but maybe where it sheared, it grabbed again, and then it come on up, and then, you know, of course, you can see the RPM on the drive shaft just completely just falls to nothing. And at this point, you know, it was about 2/10 of a second, you know, I guess, when he started noticing, okay, well, you know, it's laying over in the car. You know, stuff happens so fast on these things. I mean, they have so much wheel speed when they're doing a burnout. React as quickly as you can. And that's what he did. I mean, as soon as he realized that, okay, well, the tires weren't spinning or it nosed over, he let off. And, you know, and this was, I mean, it come up and it, you know, was high RPM once it had no load. And the funny thing is all we thought was wrong was the starter bolt, because, you know, when he got out there, I mean, the car backed up. We saw the sparks from under the car. The car backed up, and he backed up, and it was running, and it was pulling fine. So, I mean, you know, I guess we hadn't got it apart yet, so we'll get it apart next couple days.
Hopefully those bolts are not broke off flush in the crankshaft and going to be a pain in the butt to get out, but we're going to get them out, get another flex plate on it, because I'm sure it's probably messed up the back of the flex plate. Go ahead and get new bolts in it and go through the valves. You know, hopefully we don't have to pull off the heads. I mean, you know, these things, when they bang on the rev limiters, sometimes it's, you know, problematic. Last time when the throttle got stuck, it also messed up the blower. It's just because you know, it's such high RPM, the blower speed's there and there's no load on it. So hopefully we're going to get lucky, and all we got to deal with is the flex plate and flywheels. So y'all stay tuned, and we'll keep you up to date and let you know what's going on. Thanks for watching.